Welcome to NCCUniverse, produced by the NCCU TV studio. I'm Ciara Mason, your guide for this episode. North Carolina Central University commemorated Martin Luther King on January 19, 2016 in B. Duke Auditorium. The guest speaker was former UN Ambassador and Mayor of Atlanta, Andrew Young. Ambassador Young was a friend and colleague of Dr. King and worked tirelessly with him during the Civil Rights Movement. Here's a clip of Ambassador Young speaking about the Birmingham desegregation campaign, the March on Washington, and the notable contributions of NCCU alumnus Maynard Jackson.
Dr. King said, we cannot continue to finance our own segregation. That if we stop paying to be segregated, we get in segregation. So the powerful thing about Birmingham was that in the year 1963, for 90 days, nobody black and very few white, and a few whites did not spend any money on anything but food and medicine. They didn't buy any cars, they didn't buy any clothes. And what happened? The economy dried up. And people fussed, and they made a big fuss about Dr. King coming there, starting trouble. We never even answered them. We just said, look, how much are you making on that water fountain? You got one that says white and the other that says colored. The water's the same, comes through the same pipe. Is that important to your business? Well, it offends us. And we're not going to spend money in your business as long as you got white water and colored water. That doesn't make sense. When you go up and we want to buy something and you have no black women working as clerks, and they said, well, we can't find people qualified. We said, no. The women who have been there that you call maids know more about your shops and they know more about the business than the little girls that come in from Alabama and Auburn for 6 weeks at a time in the summertime. In fact, ask your wives. When they come in, if they want to know something, they don't even go to the store manager. They go to the maids because they know where everything is and what everything's going on. So we got people to be reasonable under the duress of our saying we just weren't going to finance our own oppression. And it wasn't a matter of black and white. And I can remember one of the brothers making a big fuss about how mean white folks were, this, that, and the other. And Dr. King said, you know one thing? I sure am glad you're not white. Said, I'd hate to live under you. You know, and by and large, we did not try to make anybody feel guilty. In fact, he always said, look, our color, our status in life is an accident of birth. It's nothing that we had anything to say about. We were born in an unjust situation. And we can do something to straighten it out, and that's what we're doing. So really, after only about 60 to 90 days, we started talking. And we changed the laws of the city of Birmingham by not cooperating with the city economically. And that was the beginning. That's what the March on Washington was all about. But we talked about the dream, but nobody remembered the first part of that speech. And in the first part of that speech, Martin said, America had presented the Negro with a bad check. And when we went to the Bank of Justice, that check came back marked insufficient funds. But I do not believe that the Bank of Justice is empty. I still have a dream that one day, and I think it's that one day that we're talking about, that we have tried to implement after his death. The day when we began to deal with the questions of poverty, job opportunity, being able to be whatever you can be and do the best that you can do and make an honest living doing it. And I'm bragging a little bit, but forgive me because I'm bragging on your school. But no city in the world has done that as well as the city of Atlanta, Georgia. And it was one of the sons of North Carolina Central who really was the economic pioneer to begin to move the African American community in Atlanta. We were well educated, we had voting rights, but less than 1% of the money spent by the city was spent with black entrepreneurs or businesses. 0% was spent with women. And so Maynard Jackson, coming out of this institution, introduced Atlanta to the concept of economic justice. And we refused to build anything unless minorities and female-owned companies participated in the building.